Today we're covering a topic that can save you from some headaches on embarkation day. What not to bring on a cruise. Having an item confiscated at security is no way to start your vacation. We're going to start out with items banned across all major cruise lines, then dive into specific rules for popular lines like Royal Caribbean and Carnival, including a surprising ban that may have you scratching your head. Ahoy, travelers! It's Amy here to help you make your travel experience a success. Now, let's start with the universally banned items prohibited by basically every major cruise line, from Carnival and Royal Caribbean to Norwegian and Princess. Fire safety is the top priority on a cruise ship, so anything that could cause a spark or overheat is off limits. That includes candles, incense, coffee makers, and hot plates. And of course, clothes irons. If you're wondering how to stay polished for formal night without that iron, many ships like Carnival and Disney offer self-service laundrettes that have irons, and if not, there are paid pressing services on board. Now, fireworks obviously fall into this category, all kinds of fireworks, and you're also going to find that party poppers and helium-filled balloons are prohibited. Another universal ban is surge-protected power strips and extension cords. These can interfere with the ship's electrical system, and security will confiscate them at embarkation. So for cabins with limited outlets, a cruise-approved USB hub is a great alternative for charging multiple devices. Now, most lines do allow these, the ones that actually have an extension cord and then a hub at the end. That's the kind that I like personally. So most lines do allow these, and they're incredibly handy. I have had several over the years as my devices have switched charging port types. So I've had ones with the USB-A, and now I have some with the USB-C ports. Now, not only do these give you extra outlets and those USB ports, but also can help you get your phone close to you at night. Now, I know we've had to get creative when staying in cabins with only one bedside outlet or port. Just make sure that yours is not surge protected, as it is harder to tell nowadays, as they don't all have that switch that flips like they used to. Something that is strictly prohibited is illegal substances. This includes marijuana and CBD products, even if they're legal where you board or in your home state. Cruise lines follow U.S. federal law. Carnival, for instance, enforces a $500 fine per violation and may remove passengers from the ship for bringing these items on board. Now, don't assume that if you have edibles, you're going to be able to get those past Carnival's drug dogs. I have seen multiple stories where cruisers have been caught. Firearms, ammunition, and any weapons, including realistic replicas, are also prohibited. Even toy guns or plastic swords. Now, this is unless it's a store-bought lightsaber on a Disney cruise ship, of course. So toy guns, not allowed. Safety is always the priority. I remember one Carnival cruiser complaining on John Heald's page that their son's birthday gift had been confiscated. Apparently, they had bought him Nerf guns and were mad that their son wouldn't have a gift to unwrap. Instead of blaming themselves for not checking Carnival's prohibited items list, they were upset at the cruise line. Now, I don't know about you, but I can't imagine that many people are wanting to be on a ship full of kids with Nerf guns or water guns. Count me out. I don't even sail during school holidays, and I have seen too many kids running around without parental supervision to think that innocent bystanders wouldn't be taking a Nerf pellet to the head if kids were allowed to have them on board. But let me know what your thoughts are. Do you think kids should be allowed to have Nerf guns, maybe in a specific area on board or in the kids club possibly? What about water guns? Should they be allowed to have them if they're in the pool area? Let me know. Now, it should be no surprise that cruise lines do not allow guests to bring alcohol on board. Now, while many lines will allow guests over 21 years old, sometimes 18 or older, to bring up to 750 milliliters of wine or champagne, that's it. No hard liquor, no beer. Cruise lines not only want to sell cruisers their own drink packages and expensive cocktails, but it also helps regulate the amount of liquor that cruisers can consume in one day. Another item that we are starting to see banned across various lines is any type of router or internet related equipment. Now, this gained some attention recently with people bringing Starlink satellites on board cruise ships. Now, Carnival explicitly states satellite dish, routers, and other internet related equipment are prohibited. Meanwhile, Royal Caribbean has it listed as satellite dishes, routers, and other networking equipment. There are quite a few different ways to get around trying to use the cruise ship's own Wi-Fi. And that's what people are trying to do. Let me know in the comments if you've ever tried anything like this and what you think about getting around cruise ship internet. Okay, now let's get into some cruise line specific rules because not every line bans the same things. Royal Caribbean, for instance, takes the power strip ban to another level. Now, while most lines say no to surge protected power strips, Royal Caribbean bans all extension cords and multi-plug outlets, period. This one shocked me when they updated their policy in 2024. I mean, with only one or two outlets in most cabins, unless you're on a very new ship, how are you supposed to charge your phone, tablet, and smartwatch all at once, especially when you have two people in the room? Their reasoning is fire safety, but it's a bummer for tech-heavy travelers like me. Now, my workaround, a USB multi-plug block with no extra electrical outlets. It's allowed and it works like a charm. I had to purchase one specifically for my celebrity cruise that had plenty of USB-C ports, all because of this rule. Now, have you run into this issue on Royal Caribbean or Celebrity? Drop a comment and let me know how you manage all your devices. Now, I was actually amused when reading through Royal Caribbean's prohibited items list. That is, once I found the list, because they didn't make it easy, I had to actually type it in their search bar. Now, their list is extensive as it lists every item they can think of instead of using a all-encompassing category that would allow for the inclusion of multiple items. It was kind of funny. Carnival has some unique bans that have sparked discussion amongst cruisers. Now, this first one came as a real surprise to me until I did some research into the origins. This is that head scratcher I was talking about earlier. Recently, Carnival has prohibited handheld pop-up accordion fans. You know, those folding fans that you might use for a quick breeze? Carnival's reason is that these fans have been used as props while dancing in onboard clubs. This creates safety concerns or distractions. Apparently, there are people who are using these fans, especially while line dancing to specific songs, and it's called either popping or clacking a fan. You can even find popping dance fans on Amazon. Now, I'm not sure if I'm too old or not part of the right culture for this to be a part of my life and to have known about it before this became an issue with Carnival. However, there was an incident in a club on a Carnival ship not that long ago that brought about this new rule. Now, I have some of these fans and I have brought them on cruises. I leave them in my backpack, but I use them when I get hot, not as part of some kind of dance move. I just think I may be too white for this move. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Another Carnival specific rule, Bluetooth speakers are banned. The exact language used is guests must use earphones when listening to music or watching shows or movies on personal devices in public spaces. They also list the following as prohibited: boomboxes, large radios, and all types of speakers, including Bluetooth, portable, and wireless types. Now, this restriction came about because some passengers played music way too loudly in public areas, disturbing others. For a while, they were allowed, I think with the expectation that people would use Bluetooth speakers quietly for music in their cabin. Now, on my last Carnival cruise, it was after this rule came out, someone was walking around blasting music from a Bluetooth speaker. Now, that was on embarkation day, very early on in embarkation day, and so I never saw it again on the cruise, although I did see plenty of people doing FaceTime calls and listening to videos on their phones, so not everybody's using their headphones. Now, you're going to want to check out my latest Cruise News video for more on the reactions to these rules. There was quite a controversy about it that came up pretty recently. Well, that's your guide to what not to bring on your next cruise. To avoid surprises, always check your cruise line's website before packing, as rules can change and each line's going to have some banned items that might surprise you. What's the oddest item that you've ever considered bringing on a cruise ship? Keep it clean, people. Or have you ever had something confiscated at security? Share your experiences in the comments below. I'm curious to hear what they are. Well, are you ready for more information on cruising? Why not stick around and check out this video and then come back for more information designed to help you have an amazing cruise. Have a blessed week, everyone.